Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Persona 2 Innocent Sin. Yay.
Heil Hitler.
Yep.
I mean,
hi everyone.
Heil the Fuhrer.
Yeah. So, man, I've been actually waiting a while to get to this one, because I've been actually kind of excited to get to Persona 2 on this channel, because if you didn't know, this is what I consider my favorite Persona game. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it is my favorite of all of them.
Anyway, I'm Wheat. I've never played this game before, but I definitely have seen it before, and I love the Persona series, so I'm interested into seeing how this one kind of plays out a little more. I haven't seen past Innocent Sin, but I still think it's an interesting game that I'm ready to see why people love it so much.
Yeah. And if you couldn't already tell already, this is the PS1 intro, but I am playing this on the PlayStation Portable, because that is essentially the superior version, and the only one that we got over in the US, for some reason. Unlike Eternal Punishment, where it was the other way around. I still don't understand that. And,
Right. And we also have Charmy with us.
Yep. And here's the thing. I've never played it either. The only thing I know is Heil Hitler.
It's the only thing you really need to know.
Space just Wheat. Corrupting America's youth.
Well, that's not what it is. I just know that's in the game.
I mean, a lot of people know it's in the
Heil
game.
the Fuhrer.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but
the one with sunglasses.
That's one of the first things I found out about Persona. It's like legitimately one of the first things I found about Persona, that Hitler was in one of the games.
Yeah.
Cowabunga Jews!
It's the best thing about Persona the series, next to the toilet.
Oh no.
Anyway, a lot of people who say Persona, a lot of people like Persona games. Most people like, 4 or 5, or some people like 3, but there's definitely a specific set of fans who have been with the series for a long time that love 2 the most out of it. It's like the most refined story of it.
Yeah, I do think that this is actually one of the best stories in the Persona series, and it's also the most Shin Megami Tensei it will ever get. But at the same time, it's very, very dark. I actually kind of love it for it.
I think this was I think this is like the big set, because I think Atlus very much are aware with Persona 3 that they wanted to turn Persona into its own thing, and I think Persona 2 was the very big send-off to it being a Shin Megami Tensei spin-off. Even though it would take till 5 to get the tag off of the games, I think 2 is where it really
in the West
kind of
anyway
says goodbye. Yeah.
Though actually a little bit of trivia for that is basically it was only a thing in the US because people were putting them on the box to sell units. It wasn't even supposed to be connected to Shin Megami Tensei.
So in the
Japanese
2, version, do they not have Shin Megami Tensei?
No, at 1.
At 1? Well, 2, to answer Termy's question, in Japan, it just, after 1, it stopped having Shin Megami Tensei on the box, and in the West, it took till Persona 5 to stop having the tagline of Shin Megami Tensei.
Well, technically, it was until Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Well,
still,
okay,
that's semantics.
No, that's not a fair technicality. Yeah, that's not a fair technicality considering we're talking about mainline actual Persona games and not the spin-offs.
Yeah, for mainline Persona games, it took until 5.
Yeah. Which I know my statement's a little ironically hypocritical, because Persona's a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei itself, so I guess that's fair, but whatever. Good job, Tatsuya, you blew up your bike. Fucking
not again.
Is this the Yusuke of the game, even though he's the main character?
No, he's completely quiet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, thank God.
Well, aren't they all quiet in the first 4 games? Isn't it the same in the first game?
Well, kind of.
The main character is always quiet.
No, in 5, they're more talkative. 5, they're the most talkative any.
Well, that's where, I think I kind of understand what Charmy's saying. It's you're quiet. He doesn't talk because you don't really have many verbal commands in this game. You always kind of have things you can say to other people, but you don't have any written lines. Yeah. You don't have any written lines that are specific to you as a character, but it's you have dialogue options, which makes them not as silent as the typical silent protag.
Yeah. But
also, Tetsuya is just having a heart attack over here, and they're just staring at him. Good job, guys.
What's going on? And then we get this guy over here who's totally not a bad guy.
Oh no, this guy
totally not a creepy man.
This guy looks very innocent. I trust him a lot.
Of course.
Yeah, he doesn't totally look like a pedophile creep. Oh wait, sorry.
The kids are scared of him though.
Well, considering what I just said, I would be scared of him too.
I think we can trust him.
Look at that grin and that very big The Rock eyebrow. I mean, who wouldn't trust him? Do you smell what I'm cooking there, kids? Do you smell what I'm cooking?
But for some reason,
I smell what I'm cooking.
Yeah. But
and
now
also, you can't forget those like scars, like.
Yeah, that will never get explained ever.
Wait, really?
Nope.
No.
So this is the protagonist's canon name, Tatsuyasu. I don't know if the last name is canon, but I know.
Yeah, it's canon. It's based,
I
but
don't
then you get the
remember this
nickname
being
thing, which
in
you can
later Persona.
customize yourself, which is what I did.
Wait.
I changed it
What
to
did we
something different.
So
I didn't even know.
what's the special nickname?
It is.
I'm assuming you came up with something funny.
He is the tabloid article.
Oh no.
Oh my I like that. I get that. That's funny.
That's pretty
I'll give
good.
you credit for that. Yeah. You don't even get the gimmick of why he's called tabloid, and I think it's like kind of obvious, but like that's fucking funny.
So wait, is this the only? Is this? The
Did you guys know? Yeah, it's like I can just imagine Tatsuya going around. Did you guys know? It's like to everyone.
Hey, did you know
guys,
that?
I
Did
heard
you
a
know
rumor.
that Hitler's in Persona 2?
Oh no!
I heard a rumor that guy with sunglasses is the Führer.
Oh no! Don't start with that.
Oh shit! He just hiled.
No, he did. I was thinking that first too.
No, he just wanted a high five.
Yeah, no, man, I don't know, man. Secret. I
Man,
think
the
he's gonna
limited
have a secret
technology
Nazi
of the
uniform.
PlayStation Portable. Oh, I'm just looking at the settings first to make sure nothing was really going on, because I thought something was off.
Also, in fairness to the PlayStation Portable, like Persona's, the early first two Persona games still have a specific style that they couldn't branch off from. They couldn't make it like a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
Where it's more 3D open. It's like more of a grid-based video game. Than
Yeah,
the
it's
other
a
games,
dungeon
so-
crawler game, not a
Yeah,
social
not a like a
experiment
full-on
thing.
3D art. Well, not a dating sim
Well, that too.
with RPG mechanics. But no, it's not a 3D RPG in that regard. It's more of a dungeon crawler with RPG battle mechanic, which is still good. It's still good. I think the second game really shines because the first one's very bare bones, and that's why we're not doing it yet.
Yeah.
Because like it's just so old. Even the PSP remake is just so archaic to go back to.
Yeah, it
Even
feels
2
like
really
the first
knocked it
in
up
this.
a notch.
Yeah, the first game
Yeah.
feels like the first game in the series, and we don't really care for it because of that. So that's why we're jumping right into 2. That and it's my favorite, and I really don't mind playing it again.
Yeah, here's the
Right.
thing. I heard 1 is not bad, but it's just you can tell
Maya.
it's like.
Wait, what?
This is a different Maya, who is actually important later on. Just
Which
because
is
she's named
weird.
Maya.
Yeah, but continue. Naruto.
No, it's Naruto.
Naruto.
Naruto. This definitely isn't similar to the name of a popular anime.
Date Bayo. It looks like the freaking Naruto stone in Naruto too, like the giant grave or whatever. Like what the hell?
But
I
didn't
Okay,
this
knew it.
come
Persona was
before
Naruto the whole
Naruto?
time.
I don't know. But basically,
Actually, no, but yeah, it did. It came out before Naruto hit it big in the West.
Oh,
But
okay.
no. Naruto's a '90s manga,
yeah.
so
Wait, it is?
Anyway,
I
yeah.
thought it was.
pretty sure it was started in. They started writing in the '90s, but yeah.
Running in the night.
Okay, to comment on the game going on right here, this guy basically...
Joker game. Let's go to Persona 5.
You know, it's funny.
It's a
it reminds
different
me of-
Joker, first off, and
it reminds-
secondly,
it reminds me
to
of when you
comment
were
on what's
saying, like-
going on in the game. Right now, while I was recording this, I was thinking ahead, because I thought, like, oh yeah, I have to go outside to the courtyard to talk to the people in order to progress, but I forgot that I had to talk to the person on the 4th floor, then talk to the person on the 2nd floor, then talk to the person on the 3rd floor, and then come back here.
Yeah, that's a problem in games where like games that you play all the time, and when you're in the starting positions, you're thinking
Thinking
3
of
steps
step
ahead,
5
and
before step 2.
Yeah, it's just a muscle memory thing. Continue, Charming. I didn't mean to
Oh
cut you
yeah.
off.
So what I was saying, like, so it reminds me like when you were saying, oh, I bet when we get to Persona, we're gonna talk about nothing but Persona, and look where we are now.
Well, true. I mean, memes are memes, but Persona is a weird. Like, I would talk about JoJo, but no one's watched it, so it doesn't really matter.
All I know of it
Or
is
Reddit.
the memes. And it was actually the
Yeah.
inspiration for Persona, which is
Wait,
interesting.
it is?
Yeah. I think it was
well,
I think it was
yes and-
season 2 or 3 that was the inspiration for Persona.
Well, no. Persona came out a long time before that anime started, my friend. Please.
Really?
Well, maybe the comic, like maybe
Probably
like,
the manga.
'cause, I mean, yeah, like obviously, like there are similarities in like the idea
Wait a
of
minute.
wacky adventures from high school students with ghosts that are helping them. Obviously, is a very big Part 3 trope.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that inspired things in Persona, but I think Persona also was somewhat its own. Like they were just gonna make it what it was. But yeah, I definitely think there's some JoJo influence there in that there's a lot of wacky things happening in a otherwise normal town.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because really, all the events that are happening in Persona 2 are isolated until the game really starts and you actually go ahead and proceed with the story, because then it becomes a lot less
Yeah.
isolated. It's
So
just
could you
yeah.
imagine like Persona 1 and Persona 2 being like remade in like Persona 5's kind of like engine?
No,
it would be interesting.
I can't really see
don't-
that
I feel
without
like-
just doing an overhaul of the game in general, which I really don't care for.
Well, I feel like Legon, to be fair, there's a lot of I don't want to say, well, bias isn't always a bad thing. Like there can be nostalgic bias because you don't want to see something you really love touch because
Yeah.
it's already so good. And I can understand that, but I also argue like they overhauled Resident Evil 2 and that worked out just fine. I think they could overhaul these games.
I mean,
But here's my problem with
for the RPG
well,
mechanics, it's fine to me, but for everything else, I really don't see what they could do with it.
I don't know. I mean, I think they already proven that they could have a negotiation system and all that stuff. But I don't know. I think they could have. Well, your phone acts like an internet. They could have like the rumor system from these games in the new modern game. But I also my problem with it would be that this game 2 has a lot of personality, but with 1 and 2, I feel like they're so ingrained in what they are that it would be really hard to remake them in a new style and in a new engine and all that stuff and keeping what it really is. Like 2 has some personality, but it's like 1 and 2 are so different from the modern games, it would be really hard to remake them like that.
They're the most Shin Megami Tensei of the Persona games, which is
Yeah,
the
and
biggest connection.
Atlas has really moved. Yeah, Atlas has really separated the 2 series. Since I still argue since 3, even though they didn't put it on the box for 2, I still think 2 is the big send off to its Shin Megami Tensei roots. And then with 3, they really started making it so I think if they're going to remake a Persona game, they're going to start with 3. They're not going to really make. I doubt they would remake 1 and 2, but everything. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the PSP remakes technically count as remakes, but if they were to really do the HD big remakes, I think they would start with 3. They wouldn't go to 1 and 2.
I think they make a version of 3 where it's like it has the content of portable, but it's like FPS, like graphics and gameplay and stuff.
FPS. Why would it be a first-person
FPS.
shooter?
FPS.
Oh, FES. I'm sorry, you're getting a little fuzzy there.
Yeah,
No.
like
Apologies.
and, like have the FES graphics and like gameplay, but keep the content from portable.
Well, I think they would make it in the Persona 5 engine and just keep the content, but I think a Persona 3 remake would be decent because I think there's some issues with that game that could be really touched up on.
Can't control your party members.
Yeah.
Well, the dungeon thing didn't really even get fixed in 4. So never
Enough
mind.
about Persona 3, let's talk about Persona 2. This
Yeah.
here is Lisa. Lisa,
Sorry, go ahead.
I forget her last name, but she's basically the Lover's Arcana, and is, if you played Persona 5, she's basically the inspiration for An Takamaki.
Oh, cool.
Well, inspiration for On, but actually has a better character
Yes.
and doesn't get really tropified.
And the character that you'll see immediately, like in a couple minutes here from now, is literally the inspiration for Ryuji, except he has blue hair.
Oh boy.
And also, again, kind of
Has a better
more of an interesting
personality.
character. Yeah, has more of an interesting
CGI.
depth-filled character.
Yeah,
In CGI in a Persona game, that's interesting.
I'm pretty sure those are the
Yeah.
PS1 cutscenes.
No,
Just
I know. I'm
ported
just
into here.
saying.
Yeah.
This here is Miyabi Hanakoji. She's very important later on because she has a very special connection to Akichi. That
Here's
guy right there.
Speaking of,
Oh my
speaking
God,
of Akichi,
I see it.
hey guys, it's Troy Baker.
Yes!
It's Mike.
Michelle.
Is it Michelle? Okay, we'll just call him Akichi because fuck
Yeah.
that.
Oh, it's
Michelle.
Sonic.
Well, you're not wrong. He's egotistical. He's got a hot head. He's got blue hair.
But he
Yeah,
actually
he is
learns from
Sonic.
his mistakes and has a love interest that he cares about.
Well, then he's not Sonic. Because Sonic doesn't give a fuck about Amy. I know, man. Like, I'm telling you, this is a secret, like, Nazi recruiting game. Just like Heil Führer in sunglasses. Oh man, I'm gonna get the FBI at my door at some point.
Probably.
Don't worry about it. Also, yeah, Ikichi and Lisa have an interesting friendship, to say the least, to Anne and Ryuji, but like, I think they give a little more of a tit for tat better than Anne and Ryuji, where it's like, Anne and Ryuji, well, I guess we shouldn't be talking about other Persona games, but there's a lot of comparisons between this one and 5, so I think it's apt.
Yeah, for comparisons between this one and 5, specifically with the characters, I don't mind too much, because, my goodness, when I was playing 5, I just was
They took
like...
a lot from 2.
Yeah, it's like, I see this, and it's like, huh, that's like Persona 2. That's like Persona 2.
think-
Why is this like Persona 2?
that's-
There's so many things like
Yeah.
Persona 2, please stop.
I know. I think that's why to answer Charmy's question, kind of why they wouldn't remake 2 is I think 5 is the closest they're going to get to taking old mechanics and tropes and character development from 2.
Yeah, to jump the gun a little,
without actually remaking 2.
Yeah, to jump the gun a little, I think Persona 5 is essentially the spiritual successor to Innocent Sin, or just 2
Yeah,
in general.
No, totally.
And
Also, can I just say, for a quick note, I really love negative effects like that, like the Silent Hill cover, the way the characters look in this one sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think it's really neat looking.
And what it symbolizes for the characters themselves is their awakening or summoning of their persona.
Come, Deathbringer!
Jesus Christ, Deathbringer is a fucking hell of a name. It's like Jafar from Kingdom
Blah,
Hearts.
blah, blah, blah,
I
A funny other thing though is that I think all the personas and the voiced cutscenes are actually voiced by the same people that voice the characters they're attached to.
Oh
Wait,
no.
really? So that one is just Troy Baker?
Yeah, with heavy synth.
Yeah. Because also, this came out when a time where Troy Baker was like really just getting his feet wet in voice acting anyway.
He was still
which
learning.
Is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy to look back on now in context.
Which actually, speaking of that, I absolutely love one of his
I love
sounds
that
that he
face from
makes.
him, by the way.
But I absolutely love
Anyway,
one
go
of the
ahead.
noises he makes when he gets hurt.
What is
Yeah.
it?
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like he does the Michael
Like
Jackson
over the top.
moonwalk noise.
Volcanus. That's a cool name as well.
Yeah.
I think Volcanus.
It isn't
I feel
his
like-
true persona though. Or
Well,
I guess
yeah, obviously every
ultimate
protagonist-
to be correct.
Well, yeah, every character in Persona since I think even since 1. I don't know if it's 1, but like every character always has an ultimate persona.
Yeah.
So everyone's dead. Great, game over. We don't have to
No,
talk
they
anymore.
just passed
Goodbye.
out. Now they get to visit
Oh.
the butterfly, which was the big meme of like, hey, this is now how you get persona. But basically, what it is, this is
I
basically
got a persona the other day.
Yeah. Neat. What color?
It looks like tie dye. I'm kind of disappointed.
Ah. Okay.
So guys, if you see
Continue.
a magical butterfly and it makes you have magical powers, believe it, it's real.
But
Yeah.
to go on into the game, apparently, actually, all 3 of these people, along with another 2 other characters later on, they are far more connected than they realize, which is which is actually one of the main plot points. Because it's like, why
There's
can
a
they all
lot of-
use personas?
Yeah, there's a lot more. This game is all about having a very, very deep connection in the end. Also, meet
Hello,
Philemon.
Philemon.
He looks less buff and more feminine in this game than he did in the first game.
Yeah, legit.
But
Well,
he's like-
Before I went back to Persona 1, I was just thinking, this Philemon. Wait, why is Philemon female this time?
Why does Philemon look like Steve Jobs in a ponytail?
With the half butterfly mask, which
Let me tell you about
kinda
the
looks
eye
like it
persona.
burns.
See? Yeah.
But he's basically
Anyway,
just explaining personas.
Yeah, this is also like this is why this is the last, and that's why I still call it the big send off to its Shin Megami Tensei roots, is because Philemon as a character is also connected to Shin Megami Tensei in other ways.
And his
So-
basically his foil,
Counter-
which we're
his
gonna
counter-
whatever.
meet eventually.
His basically the other side of his coin Nyarlathotep, who is also connected to Shin Megami Tensei, and is actually his origins are Lovecraftian.
Right. So
Yeah.
These are elements that Persona drop after 2.
Yeah.
Sadly,
in my opinion.
Until Nyarlathotep is totally in control of Yabba Dabba Doo. But anyway, that's for another time.
Man, I wish that was the case.
I really would freaking lose my shit if that happens. But we'll get there one day. Who knows?
What happened?
We'll get there probably next year when Persona 5 Royal
it's
comes
nothing
out.
charming. Just an inside joke between Legon and I.
Yeah. But now, another thing that's going on in the world of Innocent Sin, rumors are reality.
Hence our nickname, the Tabloid. We are the Tabloid.
No.
I didn't even make that connection until just now. Why?
Wait, why did you name him Tabloid then? What's your reasoning for that?
Because tabloid articles are funny and they're full of lies, but people believe them.
That's the whole fucking point of Persona 2.
I know.
Why did you not connect that?
I just named it that because I have no idea why I didn't make that.
You're really just shooting yourself in the foot commentary-wise. You totally should have been like, yeah, I totally did that.
I picked
totally
it because
did
it sounded funny at first, and now I've made this connection during the commentary like an idiot.
That's why I laughed super hard when you did it. I was like, oh, I get it. He's the rumor master, so he's the tabloid.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it why you would have though, Tetsuya Tabloid, but still, like, come on, man.
But apparently they're doing Lisa and these 3 expendable guys are doing the Joker game rumor, which is basically call your own cell phone, and some guy will appear to fulfill your wish.
And the universe collapses on itself, apparently.
Behind you.
I am Joker. And find a trip card. Tell me your idea.
A masked figure rumored to grant one's dreams. Why? Who knows?
This must be the character that's in Smash. This got to be the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to hurry and tell it your ideals. Rumor says those who don't get turned into shadow men. And that's essentially a death sentence.
I'm your shadow.
If you're turned into...
cards, you've been spoiled. Yeah.
The sad thing is that's not too far off from his actual voice.
Wait, I forgot, really?
Yeah.
He just has that face. You trip cards. Legon, what were you doing? Okay. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The bed on the table was in your inner dreaming heart in accordance with the ritual. Blah, blah, blah. Deep shit.
And now they're all dead.
You're kidding.
Yay!
Nope.
They didn't.
They just died.
Ken, Shogo, you bastard! What did you do? I did only cause pain to the powerless. I freed you from anger. Better not yearn. They're lifeless shells of dreams. They cannot be seen.
They essentially just disappeared from reality, except Persona users can see them for a limited time.
What? Good enough chit-chat. I have no business with you fuckers.
And, strangely enough, it seems their personas are actually afraid of Joker.
Yeah. Also, Joker seems to have a very deep knowledge of who we are. It's been a while, Tetsuya, so
yeah,
he knows who we are. There's a parting gift. I'll show you something interesting. Not personas, but demons. You guys are not fucking worth my persona. See ya, bitch.
Not yet. At least...
Not yet, bitches.
Oh
Take
no, we don't
demons.
have any weapons. We can't fend against these things. If only we had some mystical being that's part of us.
Oh no, it's flapping its wings in my direction. That's very dangerous. Oh my. Okay, so we need to scorch the fuckers.
Yep. And Tatsuya's persona is basically... It primarily uses fire spells. Lisa is earth and support. Akechi is water and physicals, mostly. He's the hard hitter.
Also, Lisa's looks like a goddamn Power Ranger, and that's pretty cool.
It looks more like a sheep to me. But this is a
Power Ranger.
Yeah, but this is more of a specific thing to Persona 2 Innocent Sin fusion attacks. It's basically... Okay, never mind, Joker's talking.
Akechi Mishima, Lisa Silverman, and you thief, it's time you died. You cannot escape the Wheel of Fortune. And then we're gonna go watch Wheel of Fortune. Don't talk about it.
But what Akechi basically
Look,
did...
it's actual Wheel of Fortune!
But
this is our game of Kinko.
Yeah. But what Akechi did do there in the battle is basically, let's all use an attack and make it a fusion attack. Which is one of the unique
Yours
things in
are,
Persona
you
2
are
Innocent
changed.
Sin
What kind of dreams
that I
do you have?
love, but I guess bad thing about it is that it kind of breaks the game. Because some of the fusion attacks are absolutely overpowered.
It's the precursor to all-out attacks.
Yeah, I guess you could
It's
say
like
that.
it's the precursor idea to all-out attacks because you don't really get. I think 3 might have the fusion
No, I
attacks.
don't
still.
really.
I don't remember.
No, I wouldn't say that they're like all-out attacks, except in presentation, and that even then only in the PSP version.
I would. Well, that's why I said they're the precursor to all-out attacks, not all-out attacks. They're the precursor idea of your party working together to damage the enemy.
I guess you could see it that way.
Because all-out attacks.
Mechanically,
all-out
it's very
attacks don't
different.
always have. Kind of. I'm just saying. Well, I disagree. I still think it's kind of a precursor to the idea, or it's like
Not gonna
your
say that it's
entire
not
party-
the same idea, but it's certainly a very different thing mechanically. Because you can do it whenever
again,
you
Legon,
want.
that's why I call it the precursor.
Yeah.
Not it. I'm not saying like, oh, they just literally turned fusion spells into all-out attacks. I'm just saying like this is the seed for that idea of an entire party attack on the enemy.
And just to
It
prove
keeps
that
you-
these guys have disappeared, Cozy can't see them anymore. They're permanently dead. And Charmy's at a
Cozy
loss for
looks-
words because he saw 3 deaths in the first part.
And he's got the 2 shadows too.
Yeah. Technically, they're not dead though. They're just dead to normal people.
Which is pretty
To
much
us, we can still see
everybody. And eventually they do completely disappear.
Yeah.
This
But it's supposed to let you know that rumors are a dangerous. Yeah, it's supposed to let you know that rumors are a dangerous commodity in this universe. What were you saying, Charmy?
What did my eyes just witness?
Death.
You just witnessed the Joker being a dick.
You
not
witnessed
the last time.
Persona 2, Innocent Sin.
I didn't think it would be that screwed up already.
Oh, you
Well,
haven't seen
actually,
anything.
I actually like the naming convention of Innocent Sin because it very much is like that was the proof of that name, where it's like they did a harmless kid rumor. Like it's essentially they did the equivalent of the Bloody Mary thing, but it's such an innocent.
They basically did a minor prank and it killed 3 people.
Yeah, so it's like the most innocent of sins if you think about it. It's like I said, it's like if you do the Bloody Mary thing and it kills your friend. It's like, well, you never thought it was gonna work, but it does.
Rumor has it the ramen shop at Kamiya Alley sells weapons, which means it does. But we'll learn more about that next time, because we gotta actually get there first, and that's gonna take about a day to do, so...
I love the
A day?
jank of climbing stairs.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see you guys for part 2 of Persona 2 Innocent Sin. Thanks for watching.